Hey guys, Kev here, and I have 4 cool front flipper knives for you. So these are 4 knives that have a front slash top flipper style of deployment. It's not the only deployment style they have, but it is part of the deployment, and I just thought it'd be cool to do some cool, different categories, and I don't know, I just thought it'd be interesting. So let's get into it. The first one here is the Arcane Design Preytheon, and this is my favorite knife from Arcane Design. I was very excited when this knife came out, and then I learned of this version right here, which is in carbon fiber, that just blew me away. This one's a PBK Vegas exclusive. I believe it's still available. I've also seen the version with Ultim available at Blade HQ, and I think there's a brass tie inlay one from Urban EDC. I'll link what I can below, so if you're interested, you can check out those links. It does help the channel, of course, but this knife obviously has multiple deployments. So it has thumb studs, and then it has a slot you can flick, which is just a awesome combination in my opinion. And then it has the front flipper. And I'll say the front flipper is not my favorite deployment on it. The reverse flick is, but that's always going to be the case for me. But the front flipper is really good, and it works really well left-handed as well as right-handed for me. So that's something I always enjoy, because sometimes a front flipper will work better with one hand than the other for me. So this is a very fidgety knife overall, because you can thumb it out with the stud. You get that really good pop with the thumb stud, but then if you want to go with the flick, you can hit the fuller. And then if you want to go with the front flip, bam, you got the front flipper if you don't miss it. I just really like it. Reversible clip, tie hardware, carbon fiber scales, 20 CV blade, nice satin. You know, it's a bit pricey. I think it's like $360 in this version. Something like that. Could be more even. I don't know. But very cool knife, and I really enjoy it. OEM on this is Best Tech. And again, I believe it's actually available right now. So there's that. That's the Preytheon. The next one's an interesting one. This one is the Boker Plus Urban Barlow. And Blade Ops loaned this one to me, which is really nice of them. There's another version with, I believe, Cocobolo inlays, and that one I think is available on their website. And I'll be honest, I love this knife except for one thing: this friggin' clip. It's a paddle. Like, look at this thing. And it's so tall, it like adds another scale thickness to it. It just kills the whole knife for me. But the front flipper is amazing. This is made by Riot. And you have this wheel up here that is really good for all types of deployments. You can hit it from the front basically like that. You can hit it like a Bic lighter, like at the top. You can reach around it like this. You can even do the roll move that I suck at real easily. Left-handed, you can kind of dig in and flick it sometimes. I can get it sometimes, like I said, but it's not super easy. It does have a hollow grind that is stupid thin. I mean, dude, this knife without that clip would be amazing. If they just put a standard freaking milled clip on here or something, it would be so good. But they had to use this thing, and it's also tighter than, like, you can't even use it. If you have anything thicker than like mesh shorts on, you can't even get it in your pocket. Super thin stock, nicely crowned. No, just swedged really nicely. It's crowned back here. Action is silly for a knife with a blade this thin. Riot killed it. Boker, killed it. Brad Zinker with the design killed it. I just would love to see a new clip, and I'd be in love with this thing. I would totally buy it from them if it didn't have that clip. That's how I feel. So another cool sort of top flipper wheel thing. Really like that one. That's the Boker Plus Urban Barlow. Speaking of Barlows, we have the Baby Barlow from Urban EDC. Now, this one I believe is also available for a pre-order right now. They have a blacked out version. I believe it's black titanium with a black G10 inlay, but it could be something else, I'm not sure. And then a black blade. It's actually a Accessorize Me. I think that's the guy's name. It's a exclusive for him, and I believe it's up for pre-order right now. So if you wanted to pick up a baby Barlow, that's the option you have right now. They might even have, I remember they did a pre-order for a brass inlaid one. So it's like that antique brass. So it's like this tie and then antique brass or bronze inlay. So there might be a couple up for pre-order right now. I'll link what I can down below. But I believe, based on that, there's probably more coming in the future, which is cool because this is one of my favorite knives of 2022. The baby Barlow is a Justin Lundquist design, and he absolutely crushed this. They did an initial run of these with a clip point blade that I believe came from Italy. And I'm guessing those, I think I heard those had some issues and whatnot. So they went to Riot for this run and changed it to a sheep's foot, and I could not be happier with that. It has one of the best clips I've ever seen on a knife. I just love how simple it is and how easy it works and looks. You hide the screws for the inset liner lock under there. Look at that. Just so cool. And then the clip mounts in here. You just have that single sort of standoff thing. And you have a titanium liner lock. Great lockup. You do have to be a little careful of lock stick on these because of that titanium liner. You just got to keep this clean. But it has probably the best top flipper design I've ever seen. You can barely even see it. And it works better than almost any front flipper I've ever used. It just has this little bit of jimping up here, and you just grab it and pop it. The detent's solid. You can front flip it like normal, basically. Well, not from the front, but you kind of just grab it and roll it. And you can hear it just popping. And then you can also just wheel it like that. Works excellently like that. I tend to kind of just put it in my fingers and kind of dangle it. And then I just rip it. It's very fun to use. You can use it pretty easy left-handed as well. It'll release like that. Such a light blade. You're not going to have any issues with it. This one has a nice edge on it. I believe my buddy Brent put this edge on. So really enjoy this knife. Nice stone washed. It came in a bunch of versions. It's very small, so keep that in mind. It's a tiny knife. Here's that Preytheon again, which is a normal sort of 3 1/4 inch blade. So you have a very small knife, very small footprint, which is what makes it awesome. Really good 5th pocket knife, but it acts much bigger because of that top flipper. You can just handle it. I just love it. And then last but absolutely not least is the LeftyEDC Relative. I got this recently, and man, am I smitten with this thing. It is quickly become one of my favorite knives. Quickly become a contender for knife of the year for me. There's no play in this at all, right? Nothing. And it's like, whoop. Good detent. I mean, I just really enjoy this. And it has a very well done front flipper. I do wish, I don't know if it's possible to jimp it right here, but that would be cool. It jimps up and then over as well. And you get a good grip on it, and you can pop it out real nice. Detent's good on it, and it flies out of there. It's a very satisfying front flip. Definitely my favorite front flipper on an EMP ever. You know, the nimbles are great, but having that back flipper just kind of hinders you a little bit. So this just makes it so much easier without that flipper tab there. I just get a really good purchase on it. I can sometimes do that move right there if I'm not being a little bitch. Sometimes it just hurts to do it because I scrape it or something. I just do it wrong. Reverse flick is obviously money on this knife. I've raved about this knife so much. Dead nut center, flicks lefty, ergos are deadly, hollow grind with the compound out front, sorry, flat out front. Just a wonderful piece. You can thumb flick it real easy as well, just no problem if you're not on the lock bar. Yeah, I love this knife, and so glad I finally got one in and was able to pick it up. So that is the fourth one. That's the Relative from LeftyEDC. So we have that one. We have the Preytheon from Arcane Design, the Baby Barlow from Urban EDC, and the Boker Urban Plus Barlow from Boker. And ironically, they're all carbon fiber black titanium. They're like black and gray colors. So, hey, we had a little theme there. So, let me know what you guys think as well. I'll link what I can down below. It does help me if you use those links, but you don't have to. And yeah, I'd be curious to hear your couple of front flippers you like. These aren't like my favorite front flippers. These are just 4 cool front flippers. So yeah, let me know what you think, and let me know what you think about the video idea. I just wanted to do something a little different, just, you know, show you some knives. So I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.